Hello, welcome to Wyverns Weirdos, The Journey Home. I am your Dungeon Master, Darby, and joining me as always are Zoe, playing Sevia, Emily, playing Beatrice, Laura, playing Conrad, and Johanna, playing Fall. Let's jump into it. Where we last left off, the party, with the assistance of Kaliana, fought 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 and a 𝗔𝗬𝗧, as well as a dragon in the safe house of the Cult of the Caustic Heart in Port Damali. During that process, in saving Sevia from the falling Minotaur, Fall reached out and bamfed back with Misty Step, having awakened the Raps of Diamak in a bloody mist, as provided by the Raps. And then, then the party succeeded in knocking out 𝗖𝗔𝗧, being careful to make sure that she was left unconscious, not dead. That was where we left off.
So I believe, it was Fall that did the final blow to knock her out. So he just kind of take a step back and just watch her to see if she gets back up again. Maybe then quickly duck down, check the pulse, and while he's doing that, just be like, she's unconscious. Is everyone okay?
You took her down? Good. Why'd you leave her? No, that makes sense. Yes. And Conrad kind of looks around, wild-eyed. He's got blood splattered all over him from many different colours. And he just sort of wipes some out of his eyes and just looks around I think that's everyone, so this should be fine.
As you're checking over 𝗖𝗔𝗧, Fall, please make me a medicine check.
Okay. It almost got good. I rolled a 9.
9. Hard to get any sort of read on a pulse. You don't think you hit with enough force to kill her, but just with your own adrenaline kind of coursing through your system, it's hard to get an accurate read on is this a pulse, or is this just my own pulse?
Not me. Yes. Where do you check the pulse again? Neck somewhere? She's possibly alive, maybe. Although, yes, everyone alive and well. Should we just kind of look around, checking everyone's condition? Fall himself is quite beaten up, but he's standing and everything.
Beatrice drops... Sorry.
No, you go.
Beatrice drops down beside Fall and just pops a hand on Fall's shoulder and casts Cure Wounds at 2nd level. So Gosh, it's been a while since I've done this. 11.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Beatrice.
Oh, good.
That was quite the nasty one.
Dwarves. Never liked minotaurs.
Can't say I ever liked them conceptually. They don't really hold up in person. Very strong. Right. Well, if everyone's okay, I mean, should we deal with her?
Oh, of course. Conrad holds his rapier aloft.
A
slower death, then.
No, question her or something?
Questioning her with my blade. That doesn't. You mean like torture her?
I'd rather it didn't come to that.
I'm not. That wasn't my area of expertise, but I could try.
It is mine.
Oh, well, there we go. An expert.
Sevia has been notably quiet this entire time. And as soon as this exchange starts happening, she just kind of blinks out of her little fugue stick and looks between the two of you and just kind of, I don't really know. I'm surprised by anything you two say anymore, she says as she, quick as a little lightning bug, tries to cure wounds Conrad without getting hit with the dagger. I will make a dexterity check. Hold on, I should use my Conrad dice. That's an 8. Stevie's getting hit by a sword.
He just kind of does a very immature, try to twist her way around out of you, to avoid you touching him. But then kind of while he's moving around again, in a very childish way, while he's moving, he looks to see the magic glowing, recognizes it, is oh, and puts his hand out. Still got residue of amber on his cheekbones and blood splattered everywhere.
Yeah, that's
fun in this combat.
11 points of healing.
Thank you very much. So a couple of cuts seem to heal their way out. They close up with a bit of magical energy humming.
Yep, as Sevia does this little this little and then it's just Conrad, I don't think today you'll need to learn how to torture. I think we'll be just fine. And she gives him an extra little bap on the shoulder.
Oh, okay. True. I will observe regardless.
Oh, well, I was also going to say that Beatrice, I don't think we need your expertise today.
Sure thing.
We'll see.
God.
Yes.
How are you doing, Sevia?
Me?
Well, the ball. He kind of just looks around awkwardly. The cut. The Minotaur. He was one of our soldiers who gored you before. You look rattled, more so than usual, which is quite often. So this is notable to me. I'm saying this out loud. Regardless,
Sevia has this very strange look on her face, and sort of in a way that is meant to be quiet, as if only Conrad is meant to hear it, but she's almost too to really pitch her volume correctly, she kind of goes, it means a lot that you care, Conrad, but perhaps now is not quite the time.
Not the right time. No. He looks around at the debris of the fight and the unconscious woman. True, that's right, because Beatrice is going to torture that woman. Not torture that woman yet.
No, Conrad, let's pencil in a time to discuss this later. I will definitely tell you how I am feeling later.
Cora does like a funny kind of look like you don't have to. I was kind of saying that. But then he kind of like looks like, I've trapped myself into something. And then just like shoots like a helpless look over at Fall like, this is your domain, right?
Fall is just like smiling at this and like does like a thumbs up, like, my brother and my girlfriend are getting along.
So then Cora looks back at Seville, just like, okay, penciling it in then. Good. Yes.
This evening?
Sure.
Good. And Sevia sticks her hand out for a handshake.
Don't count me in.
I wasn't.
Okay. Yes, we shake hand now. Okay.
Yes. Good. Anyway, Fall, I'll check for that pulse. And she just runs away and goes to check this woman for a pulse.
Roll me a medicine check.
I should roll medicine, yes. Ooh. This one. Haha. 21.
21. She seems to be stable.
Oh, good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good, very
She
good.
alive?
Yes, you... Yes.
Good. Ooh, that's a relief.
Yes, if your intent was not to kill her, then yes, which I think is good. We can get information out of her. It was
Yes,
very
that's
clever
true.
of you to
I
think of that
generally
in the
prefer
moment.
not to kill people, but it's hard to not kill people.
Most of the time we have ended
times
up
have
killing
changed.
people. So yes.
Yeah. No, but I think, to avoid any torture or anything, I could try to charm her. It's not something I don't think I've ever done it successfully, but hopefully it would work, and then it would be easy to question her.
I think that could definitely work.
That is a good idea, Fall.
Thank you.
No
Yes,
problem.
They're quite smart. Sevia says, please, this punch.
Yes.
Paul just
Yes,
kind of
they are.
looks away, but smiles. Thank you. Right. So, I can heal her up a little bit and then charm her.
Mm-hmm.
How about I cast Hold Person on her before you do all that? Or once you've done all that?
Sure, that would be good in case it doesn't work.
Yes, it would be good if she can't attack us again.
Yes, I would rather not. Quite a painful day.
Conrad still is looking a little bit manic, and he just like curls his like the edge of his mouth upwards. He's like, aren't you confident in our rope work? This is happening in the background. Fall and Stevie having that's just a little stupid quip that he does. Anyway.
Sevia just looks at him a little bit. And obviously, if he thought no one could hear that, he would just be like, ugh.
Oh, that was a joke. Well, okay.
It was very funny.
That makes it worse. Oh. What do we do with this woman? We're not killing her right now.
No. I will admit, depending on what information she gives us, Conrad, you may get another little stab in, as much as it pains me to say that, before the end of this evening, but we're going to try and get as much information out of her as we can.
Good. No,
For as
makes
long
sense.
as we can without Beatrice's methods.
What do you think, Kaliana?
I think it's right to question her, but yeah, I don't think she should be left. As much as I don't want to kill her, I don't think it's safe to leave her alive either.
A fair assessment. One I would trust.
Yes, very dangerous person. Right, Beatrice, are you ready? I can heal her up a little bit now.
Certainly.
Right. I will be ready to give her the old what for if things go sticky. And Sevia, like, takes a couple steps back and then, like, takes the dodge action, just, like, stands there.
Like, just
Excellent.
makes kind of like a pose of this like flaming rapier.
All right then. All right. You can do it. Get up and be healthy.
Is Beatrice casting Hold Person first, as discussed, or
She's going to cast it after
after? Okay.
Cure Wounds
So
has been.
Are you effectively holding your action so that it's immediate?
Yes.
Or yes. Okay.
Correct.
So that was Divine Restoration.
Yep.
So she gets back 8 HP.
Okay. There's 8 hit points. And Beatrice, your held action triggers. What kind of
Yes,
save is
yes.
Hold Person?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. All right.
Has to beat an 18.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she makes it. I rolled a natural 19. Plus her wisdom safely makes it.
Okay. I guess regardless, Paul is going to attempt to cast Charm Person.
I mean, did she start moving the second that she
What does she
makes it?
do?
She does slowly start to stir and sit up.
Tackle her. I
Tackle her.
grapple.
Grapple. Okay.
I bodily tackle her. Yeah. So a grapple, but like he just hurls himself at her
Yeah, roll me.
the second she starts to
roll
stir.
me an athletics check.
Okie dokie.
Is prone, which means
Now this is non-lethally. He just wants
Nothing.
to grapple her. And he's
Yeah.
very good at that.
yeah, it's
I did
it's
roll
a
a
grapple.
natural 17, so it's a 24.
Natural 17
that's
versus
athletics.
her
So 24.
versus her dexterity is the better. Yeah, no, that's enough. So you're able to hold onto her tight.
Not so fast.
And so you cast the spell fall.
Ooh, yes, right. Charm Person.
Okay, so what does it look like when you cast this spell? Kind of.
Well, it doesn't have to be touch or anything. So I guess Paul's just going to gesture a quick hand out and say whichever words he must say
Okay.
for the Charm Person.
And you feel that the magic does not take, as she is immune to the charmed condition.
I was very afraid that might be the case. Okay. I don't know how to do this. Actually, I think it just doesn't work on her. Sorry, everyone.
And 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 will exhale, and you see there's a visible quality to the breath, and it extends out into her second poisonous cloud for the day. And I take it that everyone is basically within 20 20 feet of
Yeah,
her.
and I'm on her.
Yeah. So can I get everyone to roll me a Constitution saving throw?
And don't forget everyone who is within 10 feet of Beatrice gets a +5.
Would that be everyone?
Probably everyone. So that's
Yeah,
a 12 in total for Conrad.
It's
Well,
a 22 with the +5 for
It's a 25 with the +5 for Sevia.
28 for Beatrice.
Conrad.
This checks.
so Conrad is the only failure. And so Conrad, you are considered poisoned.
Nice trick. Not going to let you go. I should try harder than that one. We want to ask you a question.
He is going to try to get out of your grapple.
Fair. And I believe whatever I have to roll is a disadvantage.
Yes,
Yeah.
an athletics
ability
check at
checks.
disadvantage.
Okay.
Yes, Sevia?
I was going to say, before she does that, could she make a quick wisdom saving throw for me?
She could. What was your result for the grapple? Conrad?
I rolled a natural 18s. Oh no, sorry, that's not a disadvantage though. Okay, the other one was a 14. So 21 total.
Okay, yeah, that's still enough to keep your grasp on her.
He kind of shifts his weight to press down on her.
Actually, this
She
is going
really
to be
managed to
important. So it is.
Wiggle out.
The
but
wisdom
yeah.
save is a 12. Now, I don't know whether you're going with a wizard or a cleric spell here. That might be all the
Cleric.
difference.
So it succeeds. So my spell succeeds.
Okay.
And it is not a charm. A CV cast command.
Hey.
And it's one of those things where it's a full sentence, but the magic is only in one word because I, Zoe, am bad at picking words that say the full context of what I want. So as she tries to fight out of this grapple and Conrad easily shifts his weight and keeps her there, Sevia is going to call out and say, 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, if I were you and my life were on the line, I would maybe take a moment to think and listen and tell the truth. So would you care to speak? And the command is in speak.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I can imagine, regardless of her trying to break out as well, Conrad would, they probably did a full-on barrel roll, but Conrad is a slippery little snake, so pin her down, and he will continue to try to pin her down.
Beatrice, seeing that, will pull out some rope and go to tie her up.
Like Conrad's joke.
Now it's time for the rope work. Ha 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 ha.
So we'll just hold out their quarterstaff.
In response to
Threateningly.
your spell, Sevia, she will say, "You shouldn't leave your command so ambiguous, my dear." And that is her speaking.
Well, my dear, You're just being facetious. I say again, your life is on the line. Do you think Arkan really cares enough about you for this to be worth it?
I know that Tiamat cares enough for those who will bring her back to her glory within Exandria.
And you really think that's going to be you when you got beaten by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ragtag nobodies from a different plane of existence? I think you're full of shit, Sarissa. So do you want to tell us what we need to know? Or are you continuing the delusion?
I think I will leave you in the dark.
Time for
I mean-
torture now. Yes, yes.
Not going to help you either way to know what the plan is.
Why not? So
Oh, darling, that would be telling.
it must be a very good plan then.
Yes.
Because, I mean, there's so many people out and about that are powerful people here.
And it has almost come to fruition. But I will not tell you what it is.
It hasn't reached it yet. 4 days they're here.
Yes, the clock is ticking. And you've no idea where it is. But you need to stop it. So you won't.
Oh, we don't know. Maybe I suggest you tell us. That's another wisdom save.
Is this command again?
Suggestion.
Suggestion. Okay.
Oh no!
Look at
I've
the
just
wording
read
of creatures
the
that
second sentence.
creatures that can't be charmed are immune to this effect.
I'm
You're going to
gonna
have to try
fucking
harder than
stab
that,
this
my dear.
woman. Oh, boo. Sevia says to herself in her brain, that was a very out of character comment. I'm just going to sit here and get rid of spell slots. Someone better at questioning bad guys take over.
Beatrice, having just sort of finished tying her up, pulls out one of her daggers and runs it along her cheek to her jaw and then down her throat and casts command and says, "Maybe you should tell us where."
So what is your command? Command has to be specifically one word.
Try. She says, so after finishing that, she says, "Tell us the truth." And truth is the command. Or be truthful.
Elucidate? God.
So that is again a 12.
Listen,
I take it that fails your save DC.
that does indeed. Sorry. Mic issues.
Okay. the utmost, my goddess, that you will fail. That is the truth. Your commands don't deem which truth I speak.
That is very
So with your goddess, what happens when you die? Do you rejoin her? Or are you not afforded the joy of seeing her ascend in 4 days?
One of her most loyal followers will rise to her side, an Abishai.
Okay, so what I suggest is we just find a way so that she can't actually die. She can just wait until after the ascension is done, then you'll be stuck here.
You think you're so clever, don't you?
Yes. Well, so do you, clearly. But who's trapped here, tied up, and not for fun?
The more time you spend here with me, the less time you have to fruitlessly attempt to stop Tiamat's return. You've already lost
Then
a
what's-
day based on your assumption of 4 days.
Then why are we keeping you alive? And Beatrice presses her dagger into her throat just enough for blood to bead up.
Because you are not the heroes you claim to be. You're just twisted. Those who follow.
Oh, honey, I've never claimed to not be twisted.
This isn't going to work, is it?
No, it's not.
Oh well, that's fine. Conrad opens up a little satchel in his bag, like, go have a little bite, have some fun. But he doesn't say that in common. He says that in Spider. As a bunch of carnivorous spiders swarm out of his hip pocket.
I love Conrad.
Okay, so this is
He's gone
infestation.
bastard.
Technically, this is infestation. He also has pet spiders in a bag.
Yeah.
So yes, I can do infestation. That's a constitution saving throw to avoid her getting poisoned. Otherwise, they just have a little bite.
She is immune to
I'm
poison
sorry.
and poison damage.
They can still bite her.
They can still
They
eat
can't
her,
eat
Darby. They eat jerky.
I'm sorry to spider.
It is very true.
Let me grab up the
They have a little
stats for a
nibble.
swarm of
Have
spiders.
a nibble.
Nibble, nibble.
Just a little nibble.
Love Conrad so much.
Conrad is so delightful. I love
Um,
this
He's such
fucking
a fucking
19-year-old
goth
boy.
led chaos
Just kind of
legend.
imagining like Beatrice being like, oh, okay, and then like Severin and fall like, what the fuck?
No, Beatrice is grinning.
Conrad, please roll me 4d4
Oh, I'm so sorry.
for the piercing damage that this swarm of spiders biting at her does.
She's on
Okay.
ADHD.
That's a couple of sixes, so it's 12. I have 3d6 out, so 12 plus 2, so 14.
Were you rolling
17 points of damage.
Oh, it's
D4. Sorry, it's
D4.
D6. Yes, my
Yes.
apologies.
The spiders have grown strong on their jerky diet.
Yeah,
They do
two,
D6.
4, 6, 8, and okay, 12 points of damage. So there we
Okay.
go.
Yeah, that's enough to take
I have
her
a
out.
little nom.
So
Oh.
yeah, they just kind of work their way into the wounds.
Yuck. Whether by
As-
pain or by fear, she passes out.
As she falls, Beatrice slits her throat.
Okay,
Just to help quicken things along a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, just you should technically be rolling for that. I think so. Just roll me an attack. If it hits, it's 2 death saves.
Should it be an advantage because she's tied up?
Yes. Plus unconscious. The advantage for a
22.
myriad. 22. So that's 2 death saves. Succeeded on 1. Are the spiders continuing to bite as she's unconscious?
Connor puts his hand up and just says, pause.
Okay.
And looks at everyone else, and looks at her like
She-
blinking. And it's like,
She wakes up.
are we...
She wakes up. I rolled.
You rolled a
So
nat.
she failed 2 death saves from the stab, then succeeded on 1, and then I rolled a nat 20. So she wakes up screaming.
Sevia panics because she thought she was dead.
Speak or they will continue. Out of the mouth now. But it's more like... There's blood everywhere.
And I think she's just gonna pass out.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, we should
Process of just the spiders crawling out of her.
Corin just kind of looks a bit baffled as he looks around and we're like, oh, that worked too well. Okay. Good job.
Wait, I'm gonna try to never think of that again.
Oh wow.
Corin just kind of like crouches down, just looking at like, and then he just like speaks to the spider, like, good job. Have a little bit more, and I'll take some of her fingers so you can have that snack for later. Luckily, no one else can understand that except the spiders, so that's fine.
Yep.
You just keep hissing and clicking at some spiders.
Sevia only barely manages to not pass out from the sight in front of her. But if Conrad starts cutting her fucking fingers off, I'm making another con save.
Oh my God.
You will, after a couple of moments, look around and be like, turn away. We're done here, aren't we?
Yeah, I guess so.
Unfortunately, fruitless, but you did a good job. So the Conrad will turn around and he will cut some of her fingers off. And then he will call the spiders to go back in his little bag. He will toss a finger in. I'm sorry.
Sevia throws up and immediately passes out on a nat 1.
Oh wow.
I'm so
rolled a
sorry for
10.
listening, everyone.
I'm gonna roll a dex save at disadvantage to catch Sevia.
Oh, babe.
So that's a 9 plus 5, 14.
Okay, so you can catch her. It's not the most graceful catch, but it's a catch.
Paul's just like, just like kind of manages to grab Saber as she is falling and puking. It's okay, I've got you.
So we agree we're not letting her live. Yes?
I think it's not worth it now. She's not going to do anything. She's too arrogant, even with that. Plus, she may not come back from this.
Beatrice wants to do something really twisted.
Nothing twisted has happened already. Yeah,
No, that's it.
I think I know what you want to do.
Spiders ate a woman alive. But yeah, no, Emily, you don't want to make it like gross.
Don't make it weird.
What does Darby think that I want to do?
I think you have a weapon.
I don't.
Oh.
I gave that to Sevia.
Oh.
Otherwise, that would be what would be happening.
Okay. So I have no idea what you're
Poetic
doing. then.
justice.
There is always letting her live, but making it so she cannot speak to anyone or do anything against us
Ah, yes.
as a warning.
I think I get your understanding. And Corride fixes the little clasp with satchel and just like nods and then strides out to go back upstairs again to poke around to make sure no one's come here as well.
Yeah, no one's come in the intervening
Awesome. So
time.
he'll secure upstairs, but yeah, he doesn't seem distressed by this. He's just leaving like, yeah, no, fair. I'm not the torturer.
Yeah, fussing over Sager and try to wake her up and get her away from the puke.
See, the Sevia would very quickly before Beatrice does whatever it is she's about to do, because I will probably have to make another con save if I see it. Sevia probably like wakes up. Darling, I just had the strangest dream about a dragon and some spiders.
Oh, yes, what a strange dream. Do you want to get out of here? Don't look behind you.
What do you mean? As Sevia looks behind her?
No. Let's leave.
Okay.
We had a bit of combat.
Oh.
Bit of combat.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
It's fine.
Perhaps you'd best go upstairs.
I'm going.
I will say, in looking at the body, there is all the grossness, but you do also spot that she does have a green dragon mask by her side, similar to the white one you have.
Yes. Before we'd Savior out of the room.
Beatrice would grab the mask
Okay.
and then
Yes.
she would stay behind for a little bit.
Okay. Upstairs again, Sevia, with your passive investigation, you would see that Torrigar has on his person a black dragon mask.
She grabs it,
And
trying very hard not to think about what happened.
his gauntlets and belt also seem very nice.
She grabs those. They just shiny? Or can she like feel magic?
Yeah, you feel there's like some degree of magic in them.
Okay. She very weakly, while prestigitationing the front of her outfit, just kind of weakly holds those up to like Fall and Conrad, and is just like, and probably Kalliana, who probably is not watching Beatrice do what she's doing, and just goes like, things to identify. Ooh.
Excellent. Thank you. Very thoughtful.
Oh, good job.
Downstairs, Beatrice.
Beatrice is going to look at the body
Mhm.
and think very hard for a minute. And then what she's going to do. She sighs and decides against what she was originally going to do. But she does lean down and I have pre-rolled this. And it was a dirty 20. But she stabs her in the chest right where her heart would be.
Okay. So she had actually stabilized.
Mm-hmm.
Attacking her resets gets her into death saves again, and 2 failed death saves from the auto crit. And then I rolled a nat 1. So she's super dead.
Yeah. But Beatrice isn't finished. Because Beatrice is going to leave a message for all of her followers if anybody should come back to this safe house. And cuts out her tongue and cuts out her heart.
Okay. Noted.
And then she tries to tidy herself up a little bit and has a bit of a poke around in that bottom room. Is there anything there?
Roll me an investigation check.
It's not as good as I normally do. Investigation. Actually, that's still not bad. That's an 18.
18. So you find in a cupboard there are 2 potions of greater healing.
Beatrice pockets those.
All right.
And wanders upstairs to meet up with the others.
All right.
With the mask.
So, what's next?
Difficult to say. Unfortunately, that didn't garner much interest, although I suppose we've explored one avenue.
Yeah, we didn't really get any information out. I mean, we have the stuff we knew before. There are the capitals that we attacked.
Yes.
There's a time limit. Oh, it's hard.
It is difficult. We do not know this land. We do not know the expanse to where this could be. We know that Arkan's presence was here, though whether it was just to conspire with this woman or anything else is difficult to say. Regardless, Arkan is not here, or most likely not here. The question is where.
But also, what are we going to do? Like, if she's so certain that Arkan's coming back,
Uh-oh.
what do we do in the meantime? The Tiamat's coming back.
I don't know, honestly.
Every time we put feelers out, we just seem to end up going in circles or finding new leads that lead nowhere.
Yes, which is the problem. And Craig kind of looks like he wants to say something else, but his gaze kind of just slides over Kalliana. He just gets that sort of look in his face that some people have noticed is him trying to make a conscious effort to not say shit. So he just kind of just nods. Is that difficult to say? Exploring crypts was much easier to direct people in. In this one, I am completely outmatched. I do not know.
Without extra guidance of where this ritual could occur, who's to say we can even stop it in time? And this seems like an issue we want to stop before it happens. And that Tiamat is an easy one to put back. I don't know. Do you think maybe Mr. Caleb has found anything, Kaliana?
I don't know.
Was there anywhere significant to this cult? Anywhere, any places that they would want to do a ritual like this? Anywhere Sarissa spoke about?
Not that I know of. The most I can think of is that they might want to use Vasselheim.
Vasselheim. That name's popped up a few times.
That was one of the places that might be attacked.
Yeah, it's very important to the gods. Very
The location of import to your people.
the oldest city still standing from the Age of Arcanum.
Oh.
So do you think Tiamat would want to destroy it, or is it just significant to Tiamat especially?
Aliana rolled a natural 19 on her religion roll.
Oh.
So the city has particular connections to Bahamut, Tiamat's counterpart in the pantheon. So there's that added element.
It does sound possible, given the arrogance we have seen. Arken seems cleverer than who we have engaged with so far, from my experience. But if there is symbolism to be had there, that may be a likely option.
It is certainly the best lead we've had since this one. I think probably a better option. It at least gives us a place.
That's true. We might be able to. I mean, if it's where they're going to do the ritual, they might have spies scouting it out, or people gathering there, or something that we might be able to find.
True, if we can get quick passage there, then perhaps at least we can check if travel is not too difficult to come by here magically. Certainly not more than my homeland.
There are sky ships, but those will still take days.
Any mages for hire willing to cast teleport?
That powerful magic is fairly rare. I know
Perhaps-
Mr. Caleb can do it, but
Perhaps you should talk to your mentor, Sevia. Or what about Keyleth? She did the tree thing. There's trees everywhere. Sure, that's a way of travelling quickly. It was quite instant. I don't know much about magic, I must state, admittedly.
It could help. Keyleth did say she would be willing to help us if we needed.
She'd seem worried about this.
Potentially, Mordenkainen would definitely be able to get us there. He has teleported us before, but he has never been to Vasselheim. At least not as far as I'm aware. Our best bet would either be Caleb, who I would assume has been there before, or Keyleth, who at the very least might give us a veneer of respectability. If it is such a holy and prestigious land, potentially having, what was she called? The voice of the tundra? Tempest on our side would benefit us. And she was a member of that Vox Machina, right?
Yes.
Ah, yes, that's right. Vox Machina, yes.
Yes, Vox Machina.
I think that's what it was.
I think so.
Strange
Sounds
language.
So, yes, I met her. I think we find somewhere to sleep for the night, and I will contact Keyleth and organize something for the morning.
Right then.
'Tis option. There is scarce many at this point.
Yes, it's the best one we have.
We shall see.
We shall see. Right. Good. Well then. Do you think the Cobalt Soul will give us a room for the evening? Or two?
Hopefully. We could just spot there.
I mean, we could stay here, but there's rather a lot of corpses.
There are so many corpses of blood. I really hope no guards heard any noise.
Oh, yes, if this is generally investigated, we will definitely get arrested.
We don't know if anybody will be coming back. Especially not when we have these, and Beatrice holds up the green mask.
Ah, yes, that is probably what Arkan's men were looking for. Or passing about.
Yes, we now have 3 of the 5. They could still do much with 2, but it's trickier. As I think as long as we keep them between us, we should definitely be able to. Sorry, there is something tickling at the back of. I'm having a thought. I'm thinking very hard right now.
Okay, you've got this.
Open a window. Oh, wait! Friends! We don't have to pay for anywhere to go for the evening. Sorry. Please forgive me.
Oh, what?
I'm sitting here like, does she not have the spell slot for it? Is this why we're not talking about it?
Sorry, friends. It's been a while since I've had to use spells that weren't for combat. If we just find a nice sturdy wall or a rock, I can build us Mordenkainen's mansion.
I just physically build it.
With magic.
No offense, we don't. Oh, with magic, yes, okay.
Yes, no, I'm not strong. I cannot lift a piece of wood. I barely know what a hammer is. But I do know a lot about magic, and I spent a very long time in Mordenkainen's mansion, and I wasn't very good at it before, but I think I've got the hang of it now. So, as maybe we should go somewhere a little further away from the scene of our crime, but I can set us up a mansion.
Ah, yes.
Think that's
We should be careful when we are leaving the area, as we are covered in blood. So, if there are any kind of people that care about that sort of thing when we leave, that will not be good. Just pointing that out. So we should be sneaky, I suppose.
Quite right.
I mean, we could leave out the back door here and use the back wall of this building as the... If
That
you
was
just
always
need
a
a wall.
suggestion, yes.
Paul has the bar of soap that he thieved from the hotel out, and he's just pouring water. It's just like scrubbing down his arms.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that's a good idea, I suppose.
Should have had bare arms. It's not going to come out. I'll do my best.
I have magic that does that. Never mind. And Sevia prestidigitations herself over the course of like 12 seconds, like a little Cinderella transformation.
Let's just be careful. Cora's going to go and investigate the back door. Exit.
It's unlocked because that's how you got in.
Yep. No one around. Have a peeky week outside.
No one around.
He gestures to the people to go outside.
Because we're all right.
We sneak out. Sevia's being so sneaky. And she will find a bit of wall, and she will, with like the tips of her fingers, and like she pulls something out of like her pockets, her little component pouch, and it's a little piece of marble. And with like the tips of her fingers in this marble, she traces out the outside of a door frame. And then for the next minute, she will stand there in very intense and firm, almost robotic concentration, and she will build the entrance to the mansion and the mansion beyond. With both the little marble, at some point she pulls out a small little like doorway made of ivory that she kind of presses into the center, and it would like get absorbed and become like the edges of the door frame before melting into the rock almost invisibly. And then she also pulls out a tiny little silver spoon and probably uses that to make a lot of little clicking noises and weird tap sounds. And then that would also, all three of them would get absorbed, not permanently, but just absorbed into the rock, as suddenly a doorway would appear after a minute.
Yes.
My word.
Have been standing in front of it to like block it off against anyone who walks by, but she's just doing random magic. Oh, that's so cool.
How good it worked. For reference, it would be a very rustic style little painted blue door with a little brass door knocker on the front and a big like long rectangular door handle. Yeah. And then Sevia does a couple little happy claps with just her fingers, not the palms of her hands, so it's quiet. And then she would open the door. It would do a little creak, like a little rustic cottage, and she would gesture everyone to go inside.
All right. So, as everyone enters, what does Sevia's mansion look like?
Well, it's, homegirl, this is her first time doing it. And she didn't want to overextend herself. There's been a lot of magic done this evening. And she's, I've just realized I have to upcast this. Bye-bye to my 8th level slot. She didn't want to overexert herself. So they would see, first off, a very humble little brown wood floor, like hardwood floor with a little rug on it. It's a little hallway, but the walls are painted like a desaturated teal, and there's like a couple of mirrors, a couple of hanging plants. There's a little side table in the same dark wood where you can like put your keys or hang your coat. And then it would open out into one big kind of living area, which would again be that hardwood, but with a really lush, like carpet, or not a carpet, like a rug, that would be in this like deep green. And then all the furniture is that same hardwood, but with like white upholstery, and it's all cushioned, and it's kind of got that like grandma floral on it, but in like beiges and creams, so it almost looks like one color, but it's just like a little bit textured. There would be fake windows to like outside, where if you look out there would be like a beautiful garden, but there's no doorways to get to the garden. And then branching off, it's just a one-story, very rustic-looking little house, and there would be little doorways off to different rooms. One thing anyone who looks out the windows would notice is that a lot of the plant life out in the garden, they're these weird patches of just grass surrounded by plants that you would normally see around the edges of ponds or lakes, like water-heavy plants. But they're not next to any bodies of water. They're next to flat grass, like turf, almost as if a pond or a lake has been covered. And that's what you would see when you look outside. And again, there's no way out there. And then from the living room, like there's all these doors, but there's also another little hallway that would lead off to a little white and yellow tiled kitchen with a little strip of green as a little backsplash accent. And then like a bathroom off somewhere else. And then all the rooms, there would be 4 rooms. So if we go into them one by one, there'd be one for Caliana, which is just, all the rooms would be very similar, but there'd be like little things that Sevia's kind of noticed and learned about people. So for Caliana, there's a little wardrobe full of like nice little dresses that look like Caliana's dress. And there's all these little like, there's a little mirror with all the things that Sevia in her studying of like Dragonborn and all that, she has seen Dragonborn and
A reminder, Caliana is not Dragonborn.
I know she's not a Dragonborn, but like Dragonborn and Draconic bloodline, people have talked about being good for cleaning scales and all that kind of stuff, like a little ivory hairbrush and all that. And it's just a nice little girl's room, again with a beautiful window out into the garden with suspicious little flat areas in it. There'd also be a big painting on the wall of just a beautiful, a very a Monet style, like hay bales, like a very impressionistic, early impressionistic style, like hay bales. And that's all Caliana's room. And then she'd go into Beatrice's room, which is, again, most of the house has been in like dark hardwood. Beatrice's room is somehow a little bit darker, but there's a fireplace in it, like a big stone brick fireplace that is already roaring, but the temperature doesn't feel as if it's been set yet. Like it could change depending on what Beatrice wants. And there's like there's an oval-shaped bed in the corner covered in like green sheets with like gold fringing on it. And there's like a little canopy that also has a little hammock hanging from it as well, in case Beatrice wants options. And there's, again, like a little wardrobe and a vanity, but all of it is at like bird height. All of it is at Beatrice height. And there's also a little writing desk and a bunch of spots on the wall that are clearly places to hang weaponry. And there again is a more narrow, long painting of a clothed yet still very saucy lady that could, if you squint at it, look like Esmeralda from Curse of Strahd.
Beatrice looks at it very appreciatively.
Sevia blushes and refuses to mention it.
It's a little bit like,
And there is also a very soft rug on the ground, but it's like a beautiful, like one of those Persian rugs where it's soft because it's thick, not because there's a lot of mat to it. That's Beatrice's room, and then she'd go to Conrad's room, which is just Sevia's idea of like just trying to remember the places Conrad has actually enjoyed being, and there's only one, which ironically enough Conrad doesn't remember anymore. So it's a lot of hardwood with like black and white accents. There's a huge like king-size 4-poster bed with draping canopies and like, you know, gold ropes tying all the curtains to the bedposts. There's a lot of pillows. There's another writing desk. There's another wardrobe. There's more places to put weaponry. There's a special set of places to hang his jackets and clothes and stuff. On the writing desk there is like silver, like writing gear, like a quill and ink and calligraphy sets and all that, little ink pot and all that. That's the word I was looking for. And it's full of lanterns. Like, there's a small window, like a narrow one, across the top of the back wall above the bed, but the room is full of hanging lanterns that are all in that, what she thinks just this very kind of classic old school hanging lantern where it's like the wrought iron with the yellow glass, and it just casts a very warm glow throughout the room. So the whole room feels almost as if it's brooding but sexily, and there is also the smell of incense throughout it, and you would look around and see that there's an incense burner hanging next to one of the lanterns, and there isn't like a rug or a carpet in here. It's more of like you know, like a big circular or anything. There's more like a strip at the end of the bed where there is also like a trunk, and it is like a fine silk, and it kind of goes around the bed, and it's like just a fine silk rug with a beautiful like deep purple and black pattern all along it. And there would be another little painting of these ones are smaller. They're like little portraits, but not of faces. There's 3 or 4 of them just along one of the walls, and they would all be of forests, like with birds through them, and a horse in one of them too, like a galloping horse moving through, and it almost looks as if they're one painting that has been separated is moving through, and there's a beautiful white horse in one of them, and that's Conrad's room.
It kind of stands in there looking like a bit like just out of place, just like he's trying to place something, that sense of familiarity that he doesn't understand. He kind of just like turns around, just like looking very perplexed, and then just like his like mouth curls into a grin, and then his eyes do slide down, not that far down because Sevia's not much shorter than he is, back at Sevia as well, and his like gaze meets hers, and he just nods at her.
She nods back.
And then he turns to continue considering the room as probably people wander on.
Yeah. And then the last room would be, well, Sevia does as she's leaving go, "I'll be back later for that talk," and then she runs out. Sorry, Conrad. And then we fall in Sevia's room, which is maybe the brightest room in the house, in that it's hardwood, but it's all light colors. It's not that same dark, rich. This is more like a honey stain, where it's just like this light, beautiful tan all around the room. There is another like huge king-size bed, but instead of like, you know, the 4-poster with the canopy and all that kind of thing, it is instead just a very like, it's just got a nice little headboard made out of wrought iron with a lot of little curly cues, but it's all been painted white and it's wrapped in flowers. And the bed is covered in pillows. All of them either like, they're all white but trimmed with like pinks and greens and blues and a bright orange, and they've just all got these little edges and accoutrement, bric-a-brac in all these different colors. and the bed sheets are blue and purple, just in like this beautiful, like a swirling pattern. And then there's a big bookshelf on one side full of books that anyone who looked at them would recognize as ones we took from Strahd's castle. Sevia found a use for them. And then like the one huge fucking tome with eternal pages that Sevia has yet to, like, she's identified it, but she hasn't had a chance to look at it properly. Again, there's places to like hang clothes and do all that. There is a little cat bed because Sevia will bring Harold back, but there's like a little cat bed and a little scratching post just off in the corner. This one again this one has a huge window with like lacy white curtains drawn across it, and that one has a view of what Fall would assume was once a lake that is not there. It is just grass. And if Fall is looking out the window for a prolonged period of time, they might notice plants start to grow across where that flat expanse of grass is, almost as if Sevia is self-conscious of it. There is one painting in this room, and it is on a little bedside table on the side of the bed that Fall normally likes to sleep on, and it is in a little frame, and it is the 5 of them, painted as if it were a little family portrait. So with Exley in the back, and with Sevia and Fall like in the front, and then Beatrice and Conrad like standing behind them, like a little family portrait. Next to a little, almost like an adult coloring book with a little stack of like colored charcoal next to it. That is Fall and Sevia's master bedroom.
Fall would be like quite excited to see like what Sevia has come up with, and they just like enter like looking around curiously, and it's like, oh wow, it's gorgeous! Oh my gosh, that is the most pillows I have ever seen.
Well, you seem to enjoy when there are a lot of them, so
yeah, I'm
I
used
figured
to
why
having
not have a lot.
this many things ever. It looks really nice. I love what you've done with the place.
Thank you. Yes, I like it. I feel like I could go bigger, but you know, for the first time, this felt good.
It's plenty big. It's good. It's not the outdoors. It's very nice.
Thank you. Oh, I do hope everyone likes their rooms. This is, yes.
That looked really cool to me. I think, yeah, they definitely worked. Oh wow. The painting. Did you make this? Like with your mind?
Yes. Well, see, I'm not very good. Well, I used to be very good at drawing, but I don't do it that much anymore. But I just thought about, you know, what maybe I would be like at drawing if I did it now, and that's what all of the paintings are.
They're wonderful. This is so nice. All of us together.
Yes.
And then there's like this little room that it just, I don't know, it looks like a home. Is it based off your home at all? Your old one?
Is it that obvious? Less rooms in that one. I added a couple. The old one only had 2. One for my parents, one for me. But no, this is not quite what it was, but what I want it to be now. I haven't lived there in a few years, not since I started going to university, but I think I would like to go back with a new family. Make it home again.
That's a wonderful idea. I think you've made like the perfect home, like memories of the old, but allowing in new people.
Thank you.
It wouldn't. Full kind of like takes a look outside and says, "It wouldn't be hard to return to a place with bad memories. You don't think?"
Ha ha ha. Well, I can try. I've run from bad memories for a long time. Maybe now it's different.
I think I mean, if you still want it, I mean, I'll be here to help you through them.
Of course I want it. I love you. I love you.
I think Paul, like, a lot of the time just like ducks their head down, like blushing.
Sevia uses her slight shortness to like get under where Paul's ducking their head and be like, I love you.
And he just like wraps his arms around her nut pose. I love you too. I think I'd love to have a home with you. We can.
Good. You feel a lot like home to me.
I've never thought I would be like that for anyone, or that I could experience that with anyone, but I think I've definitely found that in you. And I can't wait until we finally can get back.
I want nothing more.
Yeah, he just like tightens the hug a bit and steps back. Thank you for showing me this. And it's going to be a lovely place to sleep too.
Well, good. I hope so. I did intend for us to sleep together. Here, sleep here, not there. I mean, sleeping together, not necessarily in the biblical sense, but yes, in the biblical sense if you want to, but not if you don't want to. That doesn't.
We can do whatever. Yeah, we can whatever we want. It's been a day. We can see.
We can see. Yes, I'm not sure if I will be up to anything after witnessing the spiders today, but you know, we can. I can always build it again.
Yes, that's true. I'm sure I'll be able. I've had lots of time here. And goodness, yes, that was quite a thing. Ugh. Good job with the prestidigitation as well. I definitely threw up the first hanging or two I saw. Didn't have that on hand though. So, yeah, it happens.
Let's hope it doesn't happen again. I'm not a huge fan of Conrad's spiders.
No, I mean, spiders are fine, but how does he get it? That's just not something that should be seen.
I think that's part of his thing with his gods.
Yes.
They take his memories and they give him the ability to make spiders eat people.
Not a great trait.
No.
Not a great trait. Hopefully we can sort something out with that.
I might have something that can help Conrad, but I have to do it just with him. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm glad to hear it. I hope it works. I'll keep studying remove curse and such. I don't know if it'll work, but I'll keep reading my book.
Okay. We should also eat at some point.
That is a good point.
We can, yes. I will eat a snack. And then I will go talk to Conrad. And we will reconvene here and sleep together. Not, yes.
Yes, we shall see. All right, good plan. I will.
Good plan. And Sevia gives Fall a high five. And then it's immediately like, did I just high five my partner? And then gives them a kiss.
Paul is just confused as to what a high five is.
Oh.
He like goes to shake hands. Is like, what? Yes. Okay. No. Yep. Kiss is better.
Mwah. Right. And then Sevia will gather up a bunch, her spell book and the unending spell book, and then a couple other books just for emotional comfort. Then she's gonna go grab a couple muesli bars and go to Conrad's room.
Sounds good.
In the meantime, is Beatrice doing anything?
Beatrice has shucked off most of her clothing, and has climbed into the hammock and is sitting there swinging. That's it.
Alright. So, Sevia, you get to Conrad's room.
She goes to knock, looks at the fact she grabbed 2 muesli bars, remembers that Conrad can't eat and is really self-conscious about it, immediately shoves one in her pocket, and then Conrad, please don't be naked.
Conrad opens the door. He's shirtless. He's obviously getting changed, and he just like opens the door. Oh, I don't know what I was expecting. Can I help with anything? He kind of like puts he's still holding the doorway and puts another hand jauntily on his like hip, and
Yes.
looks down at her.
Yes.
Not by much.
First
There's a
off,
bunch of scars all over his arms and his body, and he's obviously been trying to clean some blood off.
Sevia does the world's most unsexy up and down. And then it's like, right, well, first off, to answer your question, I wasn't doing all that great. That's the most we need to talk about that, really. And second off, I think I have a way to read your cursed book.
And that's where we're going
Correct.
to leave it for this episode.
Excellent. Have a
There
good
you
week,
go.
everyone.
Have a
Sorry
good
for
one.
listening. My
Yeah,
apologies.
have a great one.
Have a good
Sorry
week.
for
Take care
listening.
of yourselves.
Bye.
Bye.
Sorry for listening.